Toyota had quite a challenge creating the 8th generation Camry. The order direct from company boss Akio Toyoda, a guy who races cars in his spare time, was to make this car better to drive and more interesting to look at. Here's the result. Can a Camry be practical, safe, reliable, and a bit desirable? Also, will it remain our top seller? The angular nose, pronounced body contours and aggressive rear bumper above quad pipes are statements of intent. Our SL test variant costs 40 grand before on-road costs and is pitched as the luxury option, though a stiffer SX with racy wheels and two still cheaper versions are also available. Of course, the other big change is where this Camry is made. It's not built in Australia like its predecessor was, but instead is imported from Japan. So what about in here? Well, these ventilated leather seats are cushy, there's tons of space, the quality is typically bulletproof, and best of all, that horrible foot-operated parking brake from the old car is gone. Headline features include air-conditioned seats, an electric steering column, a head-up display, new digital instrument cluster, an 8-inch screen with sat-nav, a massive panoramic sunroof, and even a key-standard wireless phone charger. Downsides are the lack of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and the plethora of glossy black plastic that acts as a magnet for dust and reflects the summer sun. It goes without saying it's pretty comfy back here with a fair bit of room, and there's nice touches like reading lights and 2 USB points. The only downside is the sunroof, which typically eats into headroom for taller occupants. The boot is also vast, though this grade doesn't get a full-size spare wheel, just a space saver. So, have Toyota's engineers delivered? Kind of. Under the bonnet of our test car is a proven 2.5 litre 4-cylinder engine, but for just $1,000 more you can get a petrol-electric hybrid that slashes fuel bills. $3,000 on top of that will net you the brand new 3.5 litre V6 with 224 kilowatts of power, matched to a new 8-speed automatic gearbox. The 2.5 here makes 133 kilowatts of power, and matched to a 6-speed auto with kitschy paddles makes for a perfectly adequate drivetrain. It won't win you many drags, but nor will it overcome the front wheels. Underneath the new body sits Toyota's TNGA global architecture, the same one that underpins the CHR crossover and the new Prius hybrid. The platform houses redesigned front McPherson strut suspension, plus a brand new double wishbone rear setup. There's also a new electric power steering system. Believe it or not, this is a Camry that actually doesn't hate corners, with predictable body control and a decent hint of agility. As you'd expect, the ride quality is pretty good as well. It irons out imperfect roads and glides really well over corrugations and cobbles. It might just be a smidgen underdamped. Additionally, every single Camry gets AEB, lane assist, albeit a touch flaky, and adaptive cruise control, while the SL gets blind spot monitoring and cross traffic alert. Big tick. That's a quick look at the new Camry SL. Okay, it might not be quite as desirable as a Mazda 6 or a Volkswagen Passat, but there's no doubt it's a big step up on its predecessor. Of course, convincing people to covet a Camry as anything other than a simple appliance is going to be a tough sell, especially when a base hybrid can be had for just $30,000 before on-road costs. Nevertheless, credit where credit is due. This is the best Camry ever, even if we'd probably look at a lower grade variant. It's supposed to be a bit sensible, after all. For more detail, head over to caradvice.com to read the full review.